Two huge games coming to Game Pass this week. It's a big week. It's a big week in the world of Xbox. Two big games. We've got Division 2 dropping today. In 2 days, we've got Metaphor ReFantazio. We're going to go over both those games. Then we're going to check out an article from TrueAchievements.com that I think is fantastic. It's from the one and only Lee Brady. It's an opinion piece, and I want to review it. I think it's worth reviewing. It's about how Xbox becoming a PC, or Xbox becoming a PC hybrid, rather, that I think is interesting. For everybody out there that's like, oh, Xbox is dead. If Xbox is just becoming a hybrid PC, why not get a PC? Well, Lee Brady answers some of that for us, and I agree completely. There's always going to be a space for the ease of access that is a console, even if that console is a hybrid PC. So we'll go over that news story today as well. And then last but not least, we've got a story here about Gears of War Reloaded getting a multiplayer beta, potentially getting a multiplayer beta. So really interesting. Before we jump into it, though, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. Like, subscribe us. Also, if you like what we're doing, if you enjoy daily Xbox news videos, podcasts, shorts, etc., then please consider becoming a member. Hit that member button, hit the join button below, become a member, and support the show. And let's jump into it. Let's start with the two games that are coming. We've got Division, absolutely huge. Division 2, it drops today on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. So if you wanted to jump into it, if you haven't been into it in a while, jump into it now. Now, this does coincide with a big update from the boys over at Division. So you're going to want to make sure, if you are interested, that you jump in and check it out. The big one for me is right here, Metaphor ReFantazio. Now, this drops in 2 days. This drops on Thursday of this week. This is a recap from XboxWire.com. Winners of IGN's Game of the Year and TGA's Best RPG. In this turn-based fantasy RPG, you enter a royal tournament to claim the throne of a cursed prince, awaken over 40-plus archetypes with magical powers, explore vast lands, conquer dungeons, and forge bonds to shape your destiny and unite the kingdom. I know many people in my life personally who consider this one of the best games that they've ever played, one of the best games of all time. So this drops on Thursday. Again, the Game Pass value is undeniable. It continues to be undeniable. It's absolutely amazing. Let's jump over to our next story, and that is Gears of War Reloaded could be getting a multiplayer beta. This is from GameRant.com. Now, they did see this on a Steam database listing, but let's just go over the news story real quick. A new Steam DB listing for Gears of War Reloaded potentially points towards a multiplayer beta, allowing PC gamers to test out the new remaster before it launches this August. Developed in partnership with Sumo Digital and Disbelief, Xbox and the Coalition's Gears of War Reloaded aims to revitalize the original Gears of War game with several major improvements and features. A new Gears of War Reloaded multiplayer beta listing has surfaced on SteamDB as reported by comicbook.com. The beta listing was added on May 22nd with the official Steam page for Gears of War Reloaded being the parent app, and it was later updated on May 23rd. The SteamDB page doesn't reveal any specific details about the content modes or maps included in the beta, but the page does show that a private branch for the beta was created, which could possibly be for testing by the Gears of War Reloaded developers. And you can see the page right here. They've screenshot it. It's a very blurry screenshot. I'm not sure why it's blurry, but will be really interesting. Now, remember, this is coming in 4K. The Gears Reloaded, it is dropping everywhere. It's coming in 4K is what you're getting the upgrade to. You're getting 120 frames per second as well in multiplayer, which is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. If your monitor or your TV can handle it, feels like it's going to be just a new way, updated, modern way to experience the original Gears of War. I think this sets us up as well for Gears at the Xbox Showcase. We're definitely going to see more gameplay of Gears E-Day, or Gears 6, as they call it, at the Xbox Game Showcase. Again, this is a true Xbox first-party title that is getting expanded here, going to all platforms, and I think is going to drive Game Pass subscriptions, or at least has the potential to drive Game Pass subscriptions with Gears E-Day, or Gears 6 rather, coming. Remember, that's going to be exclusive on Game Pass day one. That's going to be exclusive, one of those timed exclusives. That's the direction that Xbox is going with all of its first-party content. Timed exclusives for at least a year, maybe longer. I mean, we still don't have Starfield on any other platform except Xbox PC. I mean, it does drop on PC as well, but Xbox and Game Pass there. So it is very, very interesting to see what this does, how this sets it up. I believe it's setting it up for Gears E-Day, release date, or rather more details, gameplay, etc. at the showcase. And last but not least, let's cover this. I think this is the most interesting story of the three today. This is an opinion piece, again, by Lee Brady. Lee Brady looks familiar, by the way. I can't put my finger on where I know or have met Lee Brady before. I wonder if has he been to E3? Has my man Lee Brady been E3? Is there more about him here? There is not. Lee Brady, there he is. Lee Brady is the man, though, over at trueachievements.com. On Microsoft, this is the headline. Microsoft's next Xbox sounds like a PC, and it's honestly about time. Now, this goes to, I've seen this on socials from the social bros. Well, if Xbox becomes a PC hybrid, what's the point in owning an Xbox? There's always going to be a point in it's going to be ease of access. Again, PC is not plug and play. It just isn't. I don't think it ever will be plug and play. In fact, there was an article from Windows Central that dropped yesterday talking about the Steam database absolutely destroying, not Steam database, sorry, the Steam operating system for Steam Deck absolutely destroying Windows 11 for gaming. And yeah, it makes sense. It's because Windows has to do a ton of stuff. It has to operate on a ton of fronts. A Steam operating system is akin to a console. It only has to operate games. I think that's going to be the benefit, honestly, of a console, this console PC hybrid. A software and hardware built exclusively for gaming. You don't have to be able to run Excel sheets. You don't have to be able to run any other programs, databases, etc., etc. Only gaming. But let's jump into it. We're actually going to skip. He recaps the rumors of Epic Store and Steam Store coming to Xbox here in this next generation. But it's really when he gets into his opinions here that I want to cover, because I think he makes some interesting points. He says, yet if we see PC gaming as the inevitable endpoint for today's consoles, then it bodes very well for Xbox users that Microsoft has been working hard to future-proof your investment these last few years. You currently stand primed to see the greatest benefits from future hardware investment in the brand, because you could take most of your digital Xbox games with you and gain the flexibility of picking up digital games from established PC storefronts. Very good. So I think right there is point number one that I've not heard anyone else make here, but at you as a Game Pass, as an Xbox player, Game Pass gamer, you benefit the most right off the bat because it gives you added flexibility. You get to take your library with you where you want to play. I mean, this is something that Phil Spencer has said, hey, we want to take down these walls. We want to be where the players are, wherever that is, and you enable you to play your games there. And right away, you get that ability as an Xbox player to go play on a PC, or you get the flexibility to now purchase digitally other games from other storefronts there. Really, really interesting and true, especially if we're going to an Xbox PC hybrid. Moving to low-end gaming PC hardware could also finally leverage Microsoft's strengths against Sony in a meaningful way. It's worth remembering that from the beginning, the Direct Xbox, the original project name for Xbox, was created to prevent Sony PlayStation's brand, then in its PS2 iteration, from becoming so popular in the home entertainment market that it would let them muscle in on Microsoft's PC market later down the line. While Microsoft has never been a generational console winner, Xbox has succeeded in its initial goal of stopping PlayStation from getting too big. Now that we've hit the point where customers are being asked to choose between either gaming PCs or restrictive high-end consoles, interesting, Microsoft would be making a solid call to shed its console gaming facade and establish Xbox as the foremost name in PC gaming hardware. And I do think that's what they're trying to do. That's why it's going to go, I think, more of a competition to Xbox at this point. And if you're a PlayStation guy and you're watching this video, this is going to make you mad. But more of a competition to Xbox, honestly, is the Steam Deck at this point. Now, granted, we don't know what PlayStation is doing here. If PlayStation decides to compete on the PC front, the PC storefront, if they decide to open up their ecosystem to allow PC storefronts on PlayStation, then they would remain that. But they've yet to announce that. They've yet to go in that direction. We do know rumors that they're going in the handheld direction. Nothing has been solidified yet, though. Xbox, we already know has been solidified in the Xbox hand or in a handheld direction with their first official licensed product that is coming at the end of this year, and then their official hardware product that's coming in 2026 or 2027. So I do agree with this. I think it's time for Xbox and Microsoft to really own PC gaming, and it does seem, at least according to Mr. Brady Lee, what's his name again? I apologize. Mr. Lee. Why can't I remember his name? Lee Brady. Why was I was saying Brady Lee. Lee Brady. That's what's confusing me. At least according to Lee Brady, that he feels that that's what Xbox strategy is here. I mean, we have seen some big updates to the PC, to the Xbox app on PC, the Microsoft storefront, them being implementing GeForce Now directly into your storefront, their store page there. It's been a big update and a big upgrade, and it's continually gotten better. And I think that's going to be their launcher. If you got Steam launcher that loads all your library and games, why not have the Xbox One? And you get those achievements tied to it as well, which is super cool. Here's what Lee Brady says. From where I'm standing, Microsoft sits poised to offer Xbox players a jumping on point for PC gaming that still appeals to console gaming's core values, accessibility and affordability. Exactly what I said. Accessibility is the key to me. PC is just not plug and play. It's not. Like, that's the PC Master Race, guys. It's not plug and play. The console is. I can sit down. It's the appeal of the Nintendo Switch. I can put in a cartridge. I can upload or, I can fire up a digital download and it just plays. It just works. I don't have to tweak anything. I don't have to do anything with settings. It works and it works well. With the Xbox brand, it could establish a closed platform on PC hardware that guts out most of the non-gaming functionality while offering the benefits of PC gaming to its console audience, namely the option to play and purchase games on multiple digital platforms. We know that that's coming. That last point is ultimately why the rumors give me genuine hope for the Xbox brand. Right now, there's really nothing besides the risk of bleeding money stopping Microsoft from making the next Xbox console some sort of Windows device that blocks other storefronts in an effort to convince developers to publish on the Xbox PC storefront. However, an Xbox PC that keeps the platform's consumer friendliness intact gives the new hardware genuine competitive appeal. I agree with that. It really does. What makes me laugh is when it comes to Game Pass. People are like, why own an Xbox? I'll just go buy a PlayStation. Why own an Xbox? Do you get Game Pass on PlayStation? Do you? The answer is no, you don't. That's a foolish comment, and usually made by someone that has an agenda and is not being genuine or honest about their take there. But leaving the Xbox platform open to Steam digital storefront, for instance, to Epic Game Store front. I mean, that's what Steam has done. Steam enables you to import your library, whether or not it's installed via Steam, into your Steam library. So everything is accessible there. They're not limiting you. They could say only Steam games come here. No, they don't. Why don't they? Because they recognize that actually opens them up and makes them more competitive and more appealing. And as a result, more people will use them because I can have everything in one place. The Xbox apps should do the same thing. The Xbox console should do the same thing in the future. And you could see where my entire library is in one place. It becomes appealing. Imagine a world, and this is where I think PlayStation is going to be forced to move this way. Nintendo's not. Nintendo is kind of sitting in a different lane altogether, I think. But for instance, imagine PlayStation saying, no, we're going to remain in the console space the way we've always remained in the console space, completely exclusive to our games, to our consoles. Imagine if that happens. Who do you think wins where do you think the industry is in 5 years and 10 years? The answer is Xbox has dominated them. That's right. I know some of you are dropping your jaw. How can you say that? Xbox is going to dominate them. Why? Because in a world where you're the only one with a walled garden, you collapse. The world is shifting. The world is changing. The gaming place is shifting and changing. Here we go. Let's finish off here. If Microsoft can just find the right price point between the hardware, the biggest hurdle from there I can see is establishing the Xbox storefront as a viable competitor in the established PC market. A tricky feat with both Steam and Epic Games Store vying for space on its own device. That said, with Xbox console players able to bring most of their games over to PC thanks to Play Anywhere, And with the UI mockup suggesting an Xbox first closed platform spin on Windows, we could finally see Microsoft make a dent in the digital PC gaming market. It's another sign that the incentive for Xbox to move to PC is already there. All Microsoft needs to do is make it compelling to its console gamers, and I think that is happening. It's going to be very interesting to see what this largest generational leap is between consoles. That's the big question. It's going to be something with AI, obviously, because that's where we're at. But what is this large generational leap, the biggest between generations that we've ever seen? Sarah Bond has said that. And what kind of selling point is that for Xbox? At any rate, closes Lee Brady. At any rate, at this point, I should reiterate that this is all pure speculation. No one truly knows what Microsoft has planned. Still, these reports can't help but make me hopeful for the future of Xbox. Now, if we can just get some clarification on that future soon, it sure would be a lot easier to put up with this somewhat depressing multi-platform episode we find ourselves in. I don't find it depressing at all. I find it exciting because I agree with Mr. Lee Brady here that the future of Xbox is tearing down the walled gardens. The future of Xbox is this this hybrid PC console space that we're going. The future of Xbox is cross-platform play Xbox Play Anywhere. It is Game Pass. There's a cloud gaming element to it as well. There's a handheld gaming element to it. It is about giving you options to play your games anywhere. And I think the future is bright. It's going to be interesting to see, though, how this breaks down. We're at this giant shift in the console space where there is really going to be no difference between a PC and console, with the exception as far as what games you can play there. There is going to be a difference, in price points, entry points, accessibility points. Console is going to be more accessible, as it always has been, and I think will continue to be. I would love to know what you guys think, though. Do you agree with Mr. Lee Brady? Do you disagree? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know what we're missing. Let me know what we got right in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.